Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on September 22, 2025, which was about 6 days ago. The big result is that this paper's ELB plus salience approach cuts missing label cases. For example, emotional reasoning drops from 17.91% to 2.99%, and it lifts test F1 to 0.505, beating a prior GPT-4 method at 0.346. The paper is titled Multi-View Attention Multiple Instance Learning, Enhanced by LLM Reasoning for Cognitive Distortion Detection. And the implications for mental health text analysis are quite significant. In short, LLM reasoning plus multi-view gated attention delivers more interpretable, fine-grained detection across Korean and English datasets. The previous segment outlined the ELB plus salience idea and why it improves coverage. Table 1 clarifies the target labels with crisp definitions and examples, which anchors the task in concrete language. The table lists all or nothing thinking as black and white judgments, jumping to conclusions as predicting negatives without evidence, and personalization as taking excessive blame. These examples show the nuanced cues the model must capture within each utterance. The previous table clarified the labels and examples. Figure 2 shows the ELB extraction process from one counseling utterance. The left panel holds raw text describing depression and strained friendships. The top right emotion panel notes isolation. The middle logic panel predicts ongoing hardship, and the bottom behavior panel shows avoiding friends and hobbies. This split supplies explicit cues for downstream distortion inference. So Figure 2 showed how an utterance splits into emotion, logic, and behavior. Figure 1 now shows how 3 large language models turn those ELB cues into multiple distortion instances, each with a type, a quoted snippet, and a salience score. The left stack feeds the utterance and ELB parts into the models, while the right panels list outputs like overgeneralization, mental filter, and magnification and minimization, with scores around 0.90 to 0.60. These instance sets become the bag for the multi-view attention classifier. So the instance sets fed the classifier in the prior step. Figure 3 presents the full multi-view multiple instance learning pipeline that turns those instances into a bag prediction. The left block assembles instance embeddings alongside salience scores. The central block applies gated attention across 4 views, which averages their outputs so different cues can matter simultaneously. At the bottom, utterance embeddings pass through a small feature network. On the right, feature fusion and a linear plus softmax head produce class probabilities. Alright, Figure 3 laid out the pipeline. Figure 4 compares missing label rates with and without ELB. The blue bars mark non-ELB, and the red bars show ELB, which generally lowers omissions across distortion types. Panel A for KoACD highlights big drops for emotional reasoning, about 11% to 6%, and for magnification and minimization, roughly 35% to 27%. Panel B for therapist QA shows even steeper gains, with emotional reasoning falling from about 18% to 3%, though labeling and mental filter remain relatively high. So Figure 4 showed fewer missing labels with the ELB cues. Table 6 summarizes how that translates to accuracy, and the ELB plus salience setting leads across both datasets. On KoACD, validation F1 reaches 0.529 and test F1 is 0.505, while therapist QA posts 0.460 and 0.394. ELB only and salience only each beat the baseline, which suggests that explicit cue structure and learned importance scores both help because the attention module can weight the most telling snippets. Wrapping up, 2 takeaways stand out. Structuring utterances into emotion, logic, and behavior, plus salience-guided multi-view attention reduces missing labels and nudges accuracy upward, while also making predictions more interpretable. The cross-language gain suggests practical potential for safer, more transparent mental health text tools. Thanks for joining. I am Alex, and thanks for listening.